Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about Doctor Aphra.
Yeah, we never talked about her before because we just didn't care.
She's not worth it.
No.
She's not worth it, but we're going to talk about it in regards to a new audiobook, I guess, coming out that Doctor Aphra is throwing shade at most of the men of the original trilogy. She does seem to be a stand-in for a lot of the people over at Lucasfilm current year, that there is a disdain for original trilogy characters. And I'm to the point now where I'm just like, just
yeah, you can say it. Fuck you. Sorry.
I'm tired.
Sorry, Mom. She was here a little bit ago. She's not here now.
Okay, so Disney Star Wars, like especially the comics, especially the novels, all this garbage is basically just a bunch of Tumblr rights throwing shade at the original Star Wars trilogy because these people got into Lucasfilm and they've taken over and they want the man babies to know where their place is.
And if you call it out, and if you're not a white straight male, they still shit all over you.
Yeah.
They just ignore you, so it's even you get doubly crapped upon. But if you don't agree with their takes on these things, or if you question any of it, no matter who you are, it's just because you're an istophobe, misogynist, racist, whatever. Because it can't just be because maybe they're not selling because their stuff's shit. It's because there's something wrong with you. But they already ruined Luke in the sequel trilogy, and now they're going to go back and piss on Han Solo too.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about that, and just another reason why I'm like anything Star Wars anymore. I am just so... I seriously, I'm just like so out. I've never felt this way about a franchise. At first I was kind of like, okay, whatever. And now I'm just like, I'm actually disgusted by almost every announcement, every new project that comes out.
What we saw with the sequel trilogy, right? And I called it like right off. I said, basically, especially when you saw it with Last Jedi onward, was that these women were just brought in, these characters are brought in with, they just show up out of nowhere. And they're basically there just to learn the men and to lessen them somehow and make them, take away what they are. And when you have to lower one character to artificially inflate another, then it's not really a strong female character. It's not really a good character. Like, I know people are mad about Cara Dune now, but when we mentioned it back when she showed up, we said that was a strong female character done right because she held her own. He wasn't less than, she wasn't less than. She was just her own thing and strong on her own. Nobody had to be lessened to artificially inflate a character. That's just called piss poor writing. And if if you have to do that to try to force people to like your character, you aren't doing your job very well. Sorry.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about this. Before we get into it, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We're over 185,000 subs. We do talk about Star Wars, usually not in the most flattering sense because everything coming out of Lucasfilm, Disney's version of Star Wars has just been... Guys, it just keeps going from bad to worse.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, why?
No,
bother?
they keep doing it because they just want to keep sticking it to the fans because they're pissed. And then they want to yell at them. They do it on purpose, and people complain about it. They can put them on these re lists and try to get them canceled instead of just being like, well, maybe your stuff's just not that good.
Yeah. It's become fan fiction. It's become nasty ass Tumblr fan fiction. And it's not Star Wars anymore.
Well, I was actually going to look into Doctor Aphra. I was kind of curious, but now I have, that's it. At this point, after seeing this, I have zero desire because it's another case of they had to lower other characters to elevate this one. So right off the bat, I know it's not a true strong female character. It's just a character that probably, let me guess, is like LGBTQ and all this other stuff because that way you can't criticize it, because if you criticize it, it's not because the writer or the character is not good. It's because you hate this kind of person to that kind of person. It's not because maybe the character just isn't good.
Why, yes. Winner, chicken dinner. And
that's what I would have guessed.
Did I hear that you're Aphra curious?
There you go, Aphra curious.
Do we need to have a conversation about this? Anyway, she is an artificially pumped up character. Dr. Aphra is sort of like, reminds me of the Captain Marvel of the comic books, where
they won't let it fail.
Yeah, they won't let her fail. And they keep mentioning like, oh my God, she's the most popular character ever. No, not really. Like most people outside of the comic shops don't care.
We've been to events that were Star Wars events and different things that actually are full of fans. And they'll ask them, who are your favorite characters in Star Wars? And almost always it was Luke Skywalker or Han Solo. Actually, Han Solo, I think, got listed more than Luke.
I like Han more than Luke.
Yeah, I think people listed Han more than Luke. And then occasionally you get a Rey, occasionally you get another character. But almost always, it was, I'd say a good 3/4 plus, was either Luke Skywalker or Han Solo. And we already shit on Luke Skywalker, and so now we're going to go ruin Han Solo too. Because we killed him off in the first one, didn't have time to destroy him too. So now we're going to go back retroactively and destroy him too. Because in their stupidity, they figure that if they ruin those characters and laugh and make them a joke, then you're going to love ones like Doctor Aphra. Yeah. Instead of hate her for being a dumbass.
So this should not be surprising. We'll talk about some other examples of Lucasfilm just kept shitting on Luke and Han. I mean, it's like, why do we even get our hopes up?
It's like a data ends in why?
Yeah, why do we get our hopes up anymore? It's like Star Wars is never going to be what it was.
Well, we did have our hopes up. Everybody was excited when Luke came back, and then they turned around and ruined all that too.
Oh, they'll make sure to ruin them in the third season.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm sure.
Anyway, this is coming from Bounding in the Comics. I'll put a link in the notes or in the comments. Check out the original article. John Trent put this together. So yeah, he said that Lucasfilm is scraping the bottom of the barrel when it comes to Star Wars.
Just when you think they can't scrape the barrel, they're through the barrel. They're into the mud now.
Yeah, this is sort of like a barrel with a false bottom. Like you think you're at the bottom and then you take it. Oh, it's like, oh, look, there's more shit underneath.
Yeah, it seems like they never get to the bottom of the barrel. They find a way to scrape more.
Yeah, so Del Rey made the announcement that the audiobook, which was released back in July 2020, would be coming to print back in November 2020. They wrote the spectacular Doctor Aphra audio original by Sarah Kuhn is coming to print next spring and is available for pre-order. They added read an interview with the author and see the full dramatas personae as written by Aphra herself. This is basically her take on the Star Wars universe characters. It was included in the link, but it did not gain much attention until this week when Del Rey shared an image of it to Twitter while promoting the book going on sale today. They wrote, here's the thing, blah, 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 blah. It does include insightful descriptions because it reveals what Lucasfilm really thinks about their male characters, specifically Luke and Han. Now, just to go back to this image, which was spotted on the wall in Lucasfilm, that we don't like Luke Skywalker. We really don't like Scoot. Who the fuck is Scoot?
They scooted him.
Scoot Skywalker.
They made him to Scoot now. Anyway.
Who is Scoot Skywalker?
Oh yeah, the what do they call those? The adventure things.
Yeah, the
Galaxy of
Adventures.
They went and redid the whole sequence where she slaps him in the face and then saves him, which never happened.
No, I mean they've been running Luke down. They've been running Han down. They just
Leia would never have done that.
No,
Leia wouldn't have done that.
Here we have when Luke slapped the hell out of Leia. So,
Luke wouldn't have done that either, I don't think.
No. Anyway, he's a good boy.
I don't think either one would hit the other one. I'm sorry. I just don't think that's in character for either one.
He's a good boy. He wouldn't try to kill his nephew.
No, not at all.
So Han Solo's description reads, reformed scoundrel always claims to save the day, actually useless.
Mm-hmm. That's what they wrote. Now Han Solo's already dead. They already killed him off. They hadn't ruined him yet. So they kind of tried a couple times. But now they went and made sure they did it, double down on it to make sure you know that he's a piece of shit compared to characters like Doctor Aphra.
The description for Darth Vader reads, infamous Sith Lord, man of few words, our intrepid heroine's terrifying boss. Chewbacca that's not bad. Chewbacca gets thrown under the bus. Han Solo's very loud Wookiee sidekick. No match for her Wookiee, I guess. In contrast, the female characters, Rebel Royalty has a mean left hook for Leia. Amidala, the good former queen and senator of Naboo.
What the hell?
Yeah, Maz Kanata, badass pirate queen, incredibly sore loser.
And then, her own rogue archaeologist, weapons and droid expert extraordinaire, our intrepid heroine. Like, kiss my ass. I'm sorry. I'm just so tired of it. As a woman, I'm so tired of how the only way women can be representative and strong female characters is if men have to be less than and be mocked so that, we can be elevated. It's like, I'd rather just be on the same footing. Thank you very much. I don't need a handicap to boost me.
So Star Wars books had to go on the defensive because a lot of people are like, what is this crap? And they said it's an expanded adaptation of her original appearance in the 2015 comics, but that story was largely told from Vader's point of view. This entire story is being told by Aphra herself, with lots of content not seen.
Basically, they want to double down and sell another book.
Yeah.
It's the exact same damn story.
She may not be the most reliable narrator.
That people are, you already pissed them off. Sorry.
Yeah. But they said, yeah, they actually had introduced her to Han Solo and Luke before, and she wasn't running them down in the comics before. They basically just look for any
People
opportunity.
said she was a good character. That's why I was kind of like wanting to look into her, because I thought, I had heard that she wasn't that bad. And now, I'm seeing this. Okay, so it sounds to me like when it was done a few years ago, before the Lucasfilm story group bullshit we've had in the last 6 years, she wasn't a bad character. But now they're trying to double down on their, running the original trilogy characters, especially the men, down.
Yeah, this has been something that's escalated ever since the Last Jedi came out, really. That they've...
Well, yeah, you can trace pretty much all this shit back to The Last Jedi.
Yeah,
frankly.
you look at that, and, prior to that, there actually was some respect. I mean, the original comics that came out, the first couple of books that came out, Rogue One, even The Force Awakens didn't treat Luke like a joke, and that was like Last Jedi came out, and it was like, oh, it's open season. We can just shit on Luke.
Yeah, because they didn't get a chance to have Luke be treated like a joke. He didn't get to say a damn thing.
No.
In The Force Awakens.
And then, this is after George Lucas made the comments he made about Disney buying it and it being a bunch of white slavers and all this other stuff. And of course, Lucas, just a month or so ago, he was talking to some kids at a school, and he basically said, Disney Star Wars is not my Star Wars. They took that video down.
Mm-hmm. They made the school take it down.
Yeah. So, I mean, every time...
Cowards. Oh, excuse me. I had something in my throat.
Every time he's allowed to open his mouth in public, he runs Disney Star Wars down.
I mean, if I were him every time... Well, I hate to be fair, every time we open our mouth in public, we kind of run Disney Star Wars down, too.
I'm going to be honest. I don't have any... I have zero good feelings about Disney Star Wars anymore. I used to... Even the original trilogy, I've said before, and it's heartbreaking, I don't even want to watch the original trilogy anymore.
Well, The Mandalorian was actually really good. I actually liked The Mandalorian. I was really excited, especially at the end. Not just because of Luke, but because we had all those badass female characters, and they were all kicking ass and stuff. And I talked about it before. I was like almost all the way through the scene, and I'm like, wait, I just realized it's all women. Because it wasn't made to be like, oh, by the way, we mentioned they're all women. Hey, guess what? It's all women. Because women are strong female characters. Because it's women. It was just a good story told that happened to have strong female characters in it that were kicking ass, and that didn't even register with me that was what was going on until and then when I did, I couldn't unsee it. But I was like, no one had to tell me that's what I had to look for, and it was really exciting and cool, and I was very much looking forward to it. And then they got rid of Gina Carano because she posted something on Twitter that frankly wasn't worth firing her over. And I don't care if people get pissed at me. Pedro Pascal said the same types of shit. Sorry, that's the facts. That's the truth. Sorry if you don't like it. And they had a good thing with that. And now people are pissed about that too now.
Yeah, I mean, you can't even have, The Mandalorian was starting to win back people, and now there's so much drama around that too. It's like, it's not even worth it. It's not even worth getting excited for anything Star Wars anymore. Mm-hmm. The only reason we cover it now is to just watch it burn. But like I said, you think they've hit the bottom of the barrel, and it's a false bottom. There's still further to go.
Yeah, it feels like they're just digging into the mud now. I can't even. And I love classic Star Wars still. I still like Star Wars. I still buy classic Star Wars stuff, especially if it's old vintage stuff, because then you're not giving, Disney money. But I have an Ewok problem.
You do have an Ewok
problem. It's a real problem, but I'm not trying to change it.
Where's the Ewok representation in the High Republic?
There isn't any, because they're just, they're Ewokist.
Oh God, the High Republic is, I mean, that's kind of the end game of all this is, we saw this push into, extreme identity
into
politics
hell?
and
okay.
hell, in Star Wars, and using Star Wars as a vehicle for politics and.
I mean, Star Wars is always political.
Yeah,
but not to the level they're taking.
No, it was simplified. It was even in the prequels. It was simplified politics. It was good guys, bad guys. Prequels, it was like, oh, the bad guy's sneaky, and now it's just like. A lesson in gender studies and race relations, all this other stuff.
Like, we just want good Star Wars that's entertaining.
Pew pew.
And I'll just say, some shows done by certain people, get that, and shows done by Lucasfilm Story Group and company don't get that.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
This shouldn't surprise anyone. I mean, if they came out and actually just put a book out that was just like, Luke Skywalker and Han Solo are pieces of shit. It was actually an official Star Wars book, and it literally was called Luke and Han are pieces of shit.
I wouldn't be surprised.
And they released it.
Just rip the Band-Aid off, and
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me at all.
Well, like, I want them to do something with Mara Jade, but then I don't. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I love Mara Jade, but I don't want them to touch her because they're gonna ruin her. I have no doubt. I have zero doubt. You stay away from Mara Jade. You keep your grubby little fingers off Mara Jade. I'm just telling you.
Well, Luke will keep his grubby little fingers off of Mara Jade because we can't have that because we know he's a dumbass, and they'll ship her with Doctor Aphra.
Hey, she was a feisty, kick-ass redhead, and you can speak from experience. When you're married to a feisty, kick-ass redhead, you have to be on your A game. Keep up.
Yeah, and these days I'm not really on my A game, so I haven't been keeping up as much as I should.
Am I wrong?
You're not wrong.
We're not for the weak-hearted. Let's put it that way.
All right, guys. So, I mean, I don't even know. I guess, we did the video because we're lamenting, but it's like, this shouldn't surprise anyone. This is Lucasfilm. This is what they literally hate their own product. This is like working for Coke and hating soda,
Yeah,
and it's like, it doesn't make any sense. Go someplace else. Writers, if you hate these characters so much, go someplace else. Go make your own stuff. I know it's really, really hard.
Well, they did this. These are new characters, but make new characters without running down the other ones. You can do that.
Yeah.
It's a thing. It's called talent.
It's like, no matter how hard you try, you will never be George Lucas. None of you. None of you.
Sorry.
So we're going to wrap it up.
Yep.
All right. So please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.